it is important to us that the brands we have on board are A, passionate about the event and the festival, and B, have something to offer both to us and the fans. And it's got to work both ways. For me, one of our key partners who's worked with us longer than anybody else is Hobgoblin. Not just from a brand, I suppose, recognition for them, but actually are working really well with our Unsigned initiative on supporting new brands, which is really something that we embrace massively. It's a massive passion of Paul's, huge passion of Simon's, and everybody else involved with Bloodstock. And to be fair, Hobgoblin have really sort of not just said, right, here's a load of money. They're actually coming up with initiatives and plans and processes and platforms that we can develop this moving forward. We wouldn't, for argument's sake, go out there and just get a brand because here's a load of cash and it doesn't. If it doesn't work, it doesn't fit.
Hobgoblin, every time we have a meeting with them, there's a lot of energy, a lot of good vibes, a lot of positivity and a lot of forward thinking with regards to looking out for the New Blood bands and the New Blood stage, the Metal to the Masses, etc. And that's great. If you can walk out of a meeting energised by the fact that your sponsors are keen to be involved, then that's everything, you know. The Metal to the Masses is something that I first heard of, I think it was 2003, when my own band Beholder played, and I got to meet Paul for the first time. It was a difficult challenge because at the time there was a lot of talk of pay to play. There was a lot of talk of, you know, battle of the bands formats, if you like, up and down the UK they weren't right. They were based on crowd votes and they were based on text voting, and it was all wrong. Everything about it was wrong. We need to turn this into a community-based thing, where it's not just about bands competing to play at Bloodstock, albeit that is the main auspices, if you like, of the whole thing, but it's also about bands networking with other bands, in the knowledge in their own hearts that they're not necessarily going to win it, but they are aware of the fact that out of this will come, you know, getting to play with like-minded bands and sort of, you know, building their own platform, if you will. When it first started, the numbers at the shows were, you know, dribbling in with 100, 150 at the finals, but now we're selling out 400 capacity venues for what is ostensibly unsigned bands. That's no bad thing, really. That, you know, I've always got my eye on those bands, not only those bands, but bands that have not necessarily made it to Bloodstock that year. And I kind of keep in touch with them via email and go and visit them, and I keep my eye on them for 12 months, and one of those bands will open up the Sophie stage the following year.
You know, it's offering those bands a stepping stone and actually a direction which possibly wouldn't have been available to them previously.
The unique selling point of Bloodstock is the New Blood stage, because I don't see it at any other festivals. You know, we have the Hobgoblin New Blood stage, which is catered solely for breaking artists. You know, that is fantastic.
You know, there's a lot of investment that goes into that, and bearing in mind, no band pays a penny.
Yeah.
You know, to sort of contribute to that. All they have to do is get themselves there. Everything's laid on for them. You know, the future is in their own hands. We're announcing today Phil Campbell and his All-Stars. They'll be heading to Bloodstock to headline on the Sophie stage on the Thursday night. And he's also going to be opening the new Lemmy's Bar, which is how we've renamed our main stage bars. It's being completely redressed, revamped, and will look the part and be certainly a homage to the great man himself. And I think something that everybody needs to go and visit and raise a glass to.
And the fact that Phil Campbell's going to be coming along and playing some Motorhead tunes as well as some old rock and roll songs and just generally kicking it off, I think it's you know, it's going to be strong.
So to finish, if you haven't got your ticket, go visit the website bloodstock.uk.com and get to this year's festival, because you will not regret 4 days of mayhem.